Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel today with me. So today guys, with my husband for talking about the BIR for processing paper. So my husband for explain that because my English is limitation.
Yeah, so Baby May likes it when I come on her channel with her
Yes.
sometimes because, especially on an intricate story like this, because even though she knows what she wants to say, English is not her first language, so I'm here to kind of play interpreter.
Yes.
Yeah. So the BIR, what's the BIR? Well, that's the Bureau of Internal Revenue out here, our version, or the Philippines version of the IRS. And so May's been registered with the BIR for 15, 20 years and to pay her taxes every year. And so when we purchased the land,
Yeah.
everything was written up as Mr. and Mrs. McGill. She's on it, and I'm on it also. She owns the land. I can't own land, yet I have rights and privileges that have been written into the contract. Okay. So, we're not going to go over the issues with the contractor anymore because that's been talked about enough.
Yes.
But the primary thing, our primary concern has always been, since day one, has been title to the property.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
If you don't have proper, clean, clear title to your property, you might be building a house for somebody else. That's, the extreme. But I actually know someone that did that. Anyway, not to belabor that, what we're going to talk about here is the bureaucracy and what poor little baby May went through trying to get this handled. Here's the dealio. Our friend JR at JRC has been interceding on our behalf to help push through the process of simply transferring the title from the previous owner's name into her name. And so that should be being done by the attorney. The attorney, unfortunately, has been dragging his feet. And so JR, our friend, stepped up and said, let me help you expedite this. And he actually came out Wednesday and Thursday specifically from Cebu on our behalf. I don't know what to say about this guy other than he's like Superman.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's the BIR? Well, the BIR is where we're going to have to pay taxes when the land does transfer. That's a big number, and everything has to match. So, her current BIR or previous BIR registration was Espargera. That's her maiden name.
Yeah.
It has to be changed over to McGill. Easy, right? No. So I told May, I said, look, I've been getting really frustrated lately with all these bureaucracies. I said, can you and Jing get a ride down to the BIR? Because I've got other things to do and I really don't want to go there again. We'd already been there once to pick up a list.
Yeah.
And then she had to go back to the BIR. And I thought she was going to take a jeepney and a trike and all that because she can't drive the car. And I had places to be, like I said, and couldn't take her that day. And she didn't go on a jeepney or a trike or with Jing. How did you go?
I bring my scooter for going to the BIR office.
Oh my God.
But before I arrived that, I'm very close for accident because the car is overtake with me and the other car overtake the same.
Poor May.
Yeah.
Okay, she's very
I
tentative.
said, "Oh God, help me." Yeah.
Poor woman. She's very tentative on the scooter, which is a good thing. She goes slow. She drives slowly.
40 speed.
30 miles or 30 clicks an hour, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were driving through an intersection,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And there's always confusion at intersections. And so didn't you almost get hit by two different cars or something?
Yeah, very close. The car hit me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, two car.
See, I've always kept May not me, kept her. It's not like I run her life. But she and I have made an agreement that she's just going to drive around Valencia, where
Yes.
you're familiar.
Valencia, Darwin.
And she knows how to get to Darwin because
Yeah.
it's a really easy drive.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
It's one road this way, hang a right, get on that road, and the next thing, boom, you're in Darwin.
Yeah, and
Then you
Darwin.
make another
Yeah.
right, and you're up at the property.
Yeah.
And then rinse, repeat, and you're home.
Yeah.
And so no big deal. But this is her going into downtown Dumaguete or the outskirts of it,
Yes.
where there's all this traffic and stuff. I had no idea she was doing this.
I'm confident that they call for drive the scooter.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what I found funny is if you guys knew how slow trike drivers are out here, she drives so slow, a trike driver,
40 speed.
but a trike driver drived at you. I mean, yelled at you.
Yeah.
What did he say?
I said, you need to be very fast. I said, I'm 40 speed.
I don't know,
need to
honey.
be careful.
I think when a trike driver who goes about 8 miles an hour tells you to speed up, you might want to hit the gas a little more. But anyway, so you got down to the BIR, and what did the lady say?
I get the, what I call that?
Well, it's
Notification 10 number.
Mm-hmm.
So the lady said, you can go to your home for online.
Right.
Yes, and then you can do it is what time the phone?
Well, she said any time, but she said the best time is to go after hours.
Yeah.
You know, after working
Yes.
hours, like 9 to 5.
Yes.
Okay. So here's the deal. So the computer, her and I are, neither one of us are brainiacs when it comes to this friggin' computer stuff. And so we kept putting in your information because it asked for, and the woman had filled out a form that
Yeah.
said McGill
Yes.
and had put your email address
Yeah.
in, right?
Yeah.
Well, because before, I guess we're getting ahead of ourselves. That was our third trip.
Yes.
She
30.
came, I'm getting ahead of the story. Let's go back. So she comes home with this piece of paper, and we get on the computer, and I'm putting in her information, and it says email not found. Email not found. But it said register. So we're putting in her name, her address, her sex, her birth date,
Yeah.
the usual suspects, nothing major, and her email address, and it says not found, not found. And I said, oh, great. Well, I'll go back with you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And here's the deal. JR had made a trip out here, and he said, Paul, there's only one thing you and May need to do, and that is get her set up in the BIR with the name change. I'll do everything else,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And he took 2 trips out to Darwin, and he met with people.
Yeah, very
He
hard
got
work.
things. Oh my God, this guy just went, just a prince. Anyway, so I go back to the BIR with her, and I said, we get in line, and of course we take a number.
With
and,
Jing.
With Jing, and it's really not that bad. The waiting time wasn't that bad. It was fairly well
Yeah.
organized. I got to
Yes.
give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
They got a lot of windows going. They got people helping you, and they have computers there, and this and that and the other.
Yeah.
And so finally we get up to the window, and the woman said, well, the problem is that she didn't, it won't take this because when she originally signed up to be in the BIR system 15 years ago, whatever it was,
Yeah.
she didn't have an email. I don't think she even knew what email was back then. And so why would she have one? And she says, so you've got to go in and create a new profile.
Create new account.
Create new account.
Yeah,
is
because
exactly right.
Before no Gmail.
Correct, because you didn't have a Gmail account before. Okay, we'll do that. So we go back to create new account. And again, I put in, McGill, her real first name, which is Mary Jane, mother's maiden name, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. Email, no, can't find. And TIN number. TIN number is the important part.
Yeah, very important.
At the BIR, you're issued a TIN number.
Yes.
Think Social Security number. It's your ID, okay? So that's what a TIN number is.
Yes.
And this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to take this TIN number under Espargera and attach it to McGill. Mary Jane McGill, better known as Baby May. And so I tried and tried and tried. I tried with cap letters, cap do this, that, the other. Put it in. It says does not recognize 10. This was hours that
Yeah.
we tried doing this.
Yes.
We kept taking breaks and going back and forth, and can't remember. So May had this epiphany that night. She said, "What if we put in the old information?" And I said, "You know what? That's pretty freaking smart. We're thinking new registration that you're doing it new under McGill.
Yeah.
But what it's really trying to do is find her old file first, and then it's going to send you an email." That's what they kept promising us.
Yeah.
Right. So she was right. We went in, we put in all of her old information, and it still wouldn't take it the first 2 or 3 times. And then I realized I'd made a snafu because I put her in as married. And I said, when she first created this, she was single. So I pushed the little single button, and it said success. And boom, we get an email.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
We're cool for school, right? All we have to do now is go back in
For the
and
chains.
to change it from that to this, to what we need now. We can't get in. It won't let us in. We go back to the BIO.
Yes. More work. More stress.
And we're trying to get information as to why this isn't happening, why it isn't working. And then there's not a security guard, but it's a dude that works there.
Like the training guy. Working.
Yeah, the training guy
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yes.
We asked him, could we get on the computer? And he said no.
Yeah.
And then Jing, her sister, started So anyway, we got on the computer there. I said, what could be better?
For use the online.
We'll use their deal because we didn't have an internet connection.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let us use theirs, but they finally let us into a computer. And it didn't work.
Because
it just kept processing.
Always loading.
Processing. Why is it processing? And they said, well, you're at the busy time. Everybody's online at the same time.
Yes.
You're going to have to wait until after hours. And I said, after hours. I said, so was that like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock?
Yeah.
And they all go, yeah, just to get rid of me. And then the one guy, I just found this funny. I said, is there anything special that we're going to have to do other than just fill this out? He says, photo. I said, photo of what? He says, well, photo of the marriage license,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Or her ID, or a selfie of her holding her ID, and I was like, why would she hold her ID? That would be, I think, the marriage license. And he goes, anyway. So I asked the guy, I said, well, let me ask you a question. Are we going to upload a photo, or are we going to take a photo? And he said, yes. And I said, yes, what? We're going to upload it, or we're going to take it? He goes, yeah.
Always say yes.
This was like I was looking for someone to just blow my brains out. Please, someone just shoot me. And so, I had a little anger management issue alone. I didn't get demonstrative. I never do. In public, at least. Get in the car, it's another story. Driving home, And so, what do? We try, and we have now. We have about 12 hours before we're screwed, because JR's here, and if it doesn't happen, he can't push nothing through. Nothing's going to work. It's just like we're totally blocked. So what does Uncle Paulie do? Well, little baby May went to sleep, God love her. And I went online. I said, okay, 9 o'clock should be cool. And I go on at 9 o'clock. Spin, 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 spin. 10 o'clock, spin. 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 in the morning was the magic hour. I was up all night.
Yeah.
Of course, she's in there snoring away with the dogs, having a great
Because
time.
I've been for the very close
See,
accident.
she's using the excuse that she almost got hit, so she's traumatized and has to go lay down. And so, meanwhile, back at the ranch, I'm out here like a dummy, hitting the friggin' button every time. And I was using her phone, and I'm glad I was, because I got tired of sitting at the computer. And so, finally, I'm in, and I wake her up. And I said, help me with this. And the good thing about her is when she wakes up, she's 100% alert. She doesn't need a cup of coffee or anything. She's just like, what are we doing? The dogs are. I mean, the dogs are like that too. They're like, wait, what's going on? Let's go.
The dog is
And
follow
May's
too.
the same way. May will be awake for 5 minutes and she'll start exercising. Meanwhile, I'm having a cup of coffee going, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. Everything hurts. Anyway, so it says proof of marriage. So I thought, okay, let's upload a photo, but I'm no good at that. And then I saw on there, it said take picture, right?
Yeah.
So we got the marriage license, laid it on the floor right here in front of us. And I took it, and we had all the lights on, and I took the picture, and I said, there's no way this thing's gonna work. There's just no way. Pushed the button, didn't go. Waited, pushed the button again. What did we get?
Successful.
Success. That's the story of
Like a magic.
4 days at the Bureau of Internal Revenue trying to make a name change. It was at this point that I said, I think I'll move back to America.
Oh, relax.
I told Mary, I've had it with the Philippines, I'm out of here. Anyway, so that's our story.
Yeah.
So we're sticking to it.
Yes.
And the good news is that the title to the property, which is paramount to me, think of it as a pink slip to your car, title to your car. You buy a car from somebody and they give you, in California, it's called a pink slip. That's what we're waiting for on the property. And we've been assured now, like I said, our original attorney, he's still our attorney, but he's in slow motion. JR is pushing this thing through, really doing a good
You are
job.
very smart.
Smart man.
I'm very proud.
Yeah.
I tell to myself, hopefully that's my, what I call that, very smart.
Mhm.
I like very smart.
Mhm.
He's very smart.
He is super smart.
Yeah.
And
I like
he-
the talent.
He's talented, he's personable,
Yes.
and he knows how to fill a niche for foreigners. That's what he did with the visa business. He saw these guys like me and anybody else struggling at immigration with the forms and the attitudes and everything else.
Yeah.
So, exit clearances, he said there's a need for somebody to help these dudes. And he fulfilled those needs. And as he's made his mistakes along the way and corrected them. And now he's finding a need for someone to be a representative when you buy a piece of property. Just a non-interested party with anybody else, only you. Focuses only on you.
Yeah.
You're his client. He's there to protect you through hell or high water.
Yeah.
We have 2 or 3 or 4 friends right now that are buying land, building homes. God love them. I hope they're wonderful. I know they're going to be beautiful. We're super happy for them. But I have, in the back of my mind, I think, you know what? Some of them use the same lawyer that the seller of the property, like the seller of the property sold them the lot, and they used the same lawyer. Well, who do you think that lawyer's side is on? The seller. No one's really representing these buyers. We found that out the hard way. You have to find somebody, and there is really nobody, real estate agent necessarily, that just represents you as a buyer. And so I guess that's the moral of this story. We have had the roughest 4 months of our marriage existence, my entire time out here in the Philippines. I hope you guys can hear us okay because we're not using microphones.
Yeah.
Those are on the fritz.
I think it's clear.
I think it's clear.
Yeah.
We'll see. Anyway, that's it. That's it. Took us 4 days to
BIR.
the BIR just to change her name from Espargera to McGill.
Yes.
And make it official. The reason we're telling you this is that everyone, not everyone, but so often the Philippines, I'm guilty of it, I suppose, portrays this as some kind of paradise. You're going to live like a king. Everything's cool and groovy. But and for the most part, it's okay. However, when you start dealing with bureaucracies, you got a problem. I'll tell you one quick story. I know we're probably running long here. God, we're 20 minutes, so nobody's left with us anymore. But anyway, I'll say it anyway. Same thing. We're trying to get well, the dogs are barking. So we'll tell you in another video.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for
Thank
watching.
you, Daddy Paul, and see you there, guys.